Hello, welcome to tonight's episode of the Group Therapy Podcast. As you can see, I am all by myself. Brandon's not feeling well, and Tina's got to get up early in the morning and go to work. So I'm going to shoot this sucker by myself. And as always, the Group Therapy Podcast is brought to you by RU Game, the best comic book video game, magic, role-playing, movie store in all of Pickwill, Ohio at 124 North Sunset Drive, Pickwill, Ohio, 45356. As always, we're going to be talking, I'm basically going to be talking about comic books and some movies and some other stuff going on right now. A little bit by myself. It's probably going to be a shorter one. I don't know how long I can talk by myself because I get bored of myself sometimes. So, all right. So, Vince is over there watching videos on his tablet. So he might be wandering in from time to time. At least he is hanging out. So, I have been on a huge kick lately. I'm trying to fill in some back issues. I'm trying to get some stuff. And I'm trying to find some good stories and some good books that don't have a ton of issues, whatever. And even some stuff that has a decent amount of issues. I've been collecting X-Men for most of my life. I'm not gonna lie. I want to say X-Men, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, stuff like that was some of the first stuff I ever collected. Along with like Swamp Thing and Firestorm and Green Lantern. I'm never, probably ever going to get a complete run of X-Men. I'm close. I'm down to like maybe 20 issues. And the funny part about that is it's all the expensive ones. It's like 1, 2, 3. I believe I still have 4 and some oddball ones there after. But, yeah, it's awesome to have complete runs and stuff. I'm not going to lie. I would love to get complete runs of some books. And I do have some complete runs of some stuff. Like I got complete runs of ROM. I'm getting up there on the original 70s to 80s run of Marvel's Star Wars. Stuff like that. But, there's a lot of good books out there that have, short runs, 50 issues, stuff even low as 12 issues that wasn't a mini series, but was an ongoing, and then only lasted 12 issues. Some of that stuff's really good, and it was overlooked because, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a rather big fan of Marvel's Shadow line, which was really short. That was Dr. Zero, St. George, Powerline. They ended up in I think they all went 8 issues, and then they all got put into like a trade, or not a trade, but like a prestige format books. I have all those at this point, but even Marvel's New Universe, and people give that a bunch of crap. It was I'm not gonna say it was a failed attempt to give Marvel some new blood, introduce new characters that exist outside of the normal 616 universe, which is funny because some of the stuff they're still using today. Night Mask is still around. The Star brand is still around. Matter of fact, one of the big storylines going up until recently through Avengers was there's a baby that has the Star brand. Quasar had it. Wendell Vaughn Quasar had the Star brand for quite a while. People keep getting it and get passing on and on. That started in the New Universe. I wish we would do something with some of the other stuff like DP7 and Cyforce, which were really good books in their own right. It's fun seeing some of this stuff now in hindsight. As I have to walk off camera for a second and then come right back. You're going to see my gut. Because nothing better than my gut sticking out. Yeah, Starbrand. That was a great one. John Romita Jr. started this book, and John Byrne ended it. And the fact is that John Byrne hated Cyforce. Mark Texiera did that one. It lasted, I'm not sure how many issues that went, but DP7. Another good book. But, you know, they were looked down upon because everybody was like, they're the freaking New Universe, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you had Spitfire and the Troubleshooters, which was like a poor man's Iron Man. Then it all came to the end in the pit, essentially. You know, the New Universe, like I said, got a lot of crap. But you also got to admit, or got to realize that a lot of people got their start working and going through this, and it's I don't know. People like to give it crap. I'm not a hater on that. Don't get me wrong. Kickers Inc. is kind of goofy. Let's see what else is kind of stupid. But, you know, they had Justice, which lasted quite a few issues. I really need to have the numbers on that, but I don't currently have those in front of me. But I'm trying to complete runs on those. They're good reading. They're not worth a whole lot. Literally, you can probably get, you know, find entire runs on eBay for, I bet you, under a couple bucks for an entire run of, you know, Spitfire or Starbrand. And then other stuff I'm trying to work on right now. The original Marvel run of Micronauts. The original run of the Godzilla comics. I used to have all those. Years ago, we all went to a con, and Herb Trimp was there. And Herb Trimp had did artwork on Godzilla. We were standing in line, and I had a horrible habit. I got out of it now. Was I would have my books prepped and ready to get signed. I had a little 2-wheel cart I used to drag with me. We'd put 2 short boxes on there. And then I would have everything divided out with a divider in there according to what books and who was the artist on them. And I would always have the short box lid flipped over on top with the books ready to go for whoever I was in line with. And evidently I had them there, and I got some stuff signed. I put them on that so that I could go walk over, bag and board them back, slide them back in the box. Well, I didn't get to them right away, and evidently while I was standing in line getting other stuff signed, somebody snagged them. They got some issues of Godzilla. They got some issues of Shogun Warriors. I think they got some other issues of some stuff. Evidently, they just grabbed whatever was on top and walked off. So I don't do that anymore because, you know, as much as I like going to conventions, there are people out there that will steal your shit. Because if I've learned anything from being in retail, having my own business and stuff like that, is people will steal stuff just to be stealing it. You'll get people to steal. I sell video games and stuff like that. I'm like GameStop. I don't have cases with games on them on the shelf. But I had somebody steal cases thinking they were getting games, and they end up, it's had to happen twice. People found the first batch. They were down the road because some kids had stole them thinking they were getting away with them, got down the street, realized they got empty cases, threw them down and walked off. So one of my customers ended up finding them and bringing them back. The other time is that as people do it, I knew exactly who did it. I still know exactly who did it. But the funny part about it is before I could deal with them, they got in trouble for something else. So, see, crime doesn't pay, like writing bad checks. Stolen checks, I believe. But I digress. But you got to watch it. People will steal everything if they can think they can get it. It's like the ongoing joke is when I worked at the video store, we used to always set. I wanted to see how many pens I could go through in a day. And I know most time it wasn't people actually stealing pens. It was so much as people just forgetting about it and walking off. But I went through a pack and a half of pens in a 8-hour shift. So what was that? Like 30, 35 pens in 8 hours. I wouldn't say nothing. If people would get them and they would walk off with them, usually I'd catch them and go, "Hey, you got my pen?" And they would go, "Oh." So one day I stopped. I didn't ask anybody for their pen back just to see how many pens would disappear. And like I said, it was somewhere in the ballpark around 35. So I'm not, I'll chalk that up mostly to people not thinking about it and walking off, but there are malicious people out there who will steal whatever they can because they're malicious people. So, and I know as a business owner, I know people shoplift from me. I get it. It's part of the business. You're going to have people shoplift, unfortunately, because it's just what it's in. It's literally, I figure that into my expenses. I used to have a friend that worked for, of all those people, was Record Town. Before FYE became FYE, it was Record Town, at least in Piqua it was. And I would sit there and talk to the guy, and he's like, yeah, he goes, we get X amount of stuff that we can write off every month. And for a store that size, I was like, man, that's insane. He goes, yeah, and he goes, sometimes they don't remotely come close. People don't steal nothing that month. He said then the month after that will be horrendous because you'll get like a group of people in there that would shoplift a whole bunch of stuff. So, and I worked at the grocery store. I've worked in retail. People are going to steal. It's part of life, unfortunately. So, but I'm going to get off of that subject now. Get away from talking about losing my books. But, so now I got it, because of that, now I have to get full run of Godzilla. I've actually been able to get 2 full runs of Shogun Warriors back, which is no big deal because there's not that many. I have like full runs of Champions. I'm currently, I think I just, this week, I have to go double check, but I think I just finished off Arak, Son of Thunder, and Arion from DC. They were obscure titles. I like these because they come out in a weird time with DC. They had Warlord, Arak, and Arion, and I liked all of them. They all had a weird feel. Like, of course, Warlord is the one that everybody remembers. No one remembers Arak. No one remembers Arion. They try to bring him back every once in a while because he was the Lord of Atlantis before Atlantis sunk. He was a sorcerer, and he's like a descendant of Aquaman at this point. So, but I'm getting really close to having a complete run of Warlord, which is 150 issues plus annuals. Getting ready to finish off at a run of Firestorm, the second run, the Nuclear Man. I'm down to only I believe 20 issues. So it's fun being a completist. You get all this stuff. I'm not going to spend tens of thousands of dollars to get a book. I have expensive books, and I did not buy them when they were stupid expensive. I bought them when they were relatively cheap, and now they're stupid expensive. I kicked myself in the ass because I had some really high-end books at one time that I sold off because, you had to pay bills. So, but we're going to go on try to get complete runs. I'm going to review some books, talk about what's on TV right now. I'm not one of the people, I used to be horrible at it. Whenever a new show dropped, if they dropped all the episodes, I would binge it in 2 days. I had a horrible habit of Game of Thrones. I never watched Game of Thrones when it aired. One season, I believe I did. I would usually wait till the season aired, then binge it all in 2 days. And Tina hated it. Now, I'm watching Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the final season. Cobra Kai, Lovecraft Country, and there's a couple other things. And of course, new shows are coming back now. For check your local listings. For me, today is January 10th. So I believe a bunch of new shows start up this week and next week. So we'll see how that goes, because a lot of them were postponed from fall because of COVID and all that fun crap, and now they're back into production. Friday, WandaVision drops, so that'll be nice. I can go back to watching that, and I can watch my shows. And of course, me and Joe watch Forged in Fire. I don't know why we become hooked on that show. Love it. I sit there and literally sit down today because I was bored, and I watched 3 episodes. Like, doing other stuff. I didn't just sit down and watch 3 hours worth of television without doing nothing. But it's great. It's contest show, and they forge out weapons and make historically accurate swords and axes and stuff like that. So it's a fun show. I enjoy the hell out of it. And it's fun because it's something I can do with Joe. And it's nice when you're my age and you're a dad and your kid actually wants to hang out with you. It's a good time. I'm not one of them people who's like, my son's my best friend. No, that's just weird. Actually, Brandon and Joe are best friends. But it is what it is. I'm not going to lie. There's some people out there that do have great relationships with their kids, and I think that's awesome. You should have great relationships with your kids. I think I have a pretty good relationship with all 4 of my kids. But I'm not going to say they're my best friends, because that's weird. I don't even know. I'm definitely not going to tell my kids some of the stuff I've done in the past. So I'll tell my best friends. And shout out to Mark and Bill and Bone and Maddie and Dante and Rick that have been there and through all the bull crap, who have seen all the dumb stuff happen. So there we are. We're hopefully everything will be back to normal. Hopefully this show will be back to normal next week. And hopefully I'll have my new camera by next week. I'm currently looking at all the
what's shaking?
Working out, Toucan. Sure could go for some fruit flavors.
Fruit flavors? Just follow my nose. It always knows. Kellogg's Fruit Loops. Natural orange, lemon, and cherry flavors, plus vitamin C. Part of this complete breakfast.
Delicious, but gotta run.
Oh, no.
Whistling pops, candy that whistles as you whistle for your buddy. Whistle for your pup. Whistle for a taxi, then he's a whistler.
Whistling Pops is fun and free in Fruit Loops.
Okay, kids, I'm here to teach you something really important, and you got to remember it because I'm going to test you on it later. Now listen carefully. Here we go. Drinking and driving don't mix. Did you hear what I said? Anybody who drinks alcohol should not drive a car. Nobody, under any circumstance, should drink and drive. It's dangerous and could cause a crash. I'm back with a pop quiz. Now, what were you supposed to remember? That's right. Drinking and driving don't mix. You passed. Now go see if your parents do.
Stay tuned. That rascally redhead, Woody Woodpecker, is next, right here on Fox Channel 11.
We're back. I know it was abrupt on the end of that one, but trying to get a new camera, so this thing is running like crap. It just dropped out in the middle of filming there. So I'm going to move on. It is previews time. If anybody's going through previews right now, if you don't go to your store and your local comic shop and you just buy stuff out, you need to go and get your previews every month. You need to place an order. You need to go through the books and put in an order. It helps you not lose out. If you don't have a comic pull, if you have a comic pull and you just tell them you want blah, 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 you want Spider-Man, you want X-Men, you want Batman, you want Harley Quinn, you want what? That's cool, but you really should fill out your previews. You should get a previews every month. You should look through it because you're missing out. Because I guarantee you're going to miss something that you really, really want, and then be like, oh, you call in the store, when you find out about it on a Monday, and the book drops. We get our books on Tuesday night, and then everybody calls in a panic because they got to have that hot book. Well, the problem is that hot book was ordered 2 months ago. So if you don't, it makes it hard because if you have to get your numbers in 2 months before that book's released, and we have 15 people who order that book, and we have we only order a handful for the shelf because it's not a popular book. So you go through and you get hit on stuff like that. If you order it when 2 months early, you're gonna get your book. Not gonna lie, we don't do it. And some of the local stores don't do it. I'm still friends with the bookstore, because with other stores. I don't know anybody that does it anymore. I know in the past somebody will be, because right now, a book that doesn't come out till Wednesday will be a $20 book on the Monday before it comes out. So suddenly, people really want this book. They jack the price up. So you know what? Comic shops jack the price up. Some of them I've heard of it happening. Instead of you getting your weekly books, they'll go through and they'll pull that hot book out, bag it, board it, tag it, and then put it back in your file, which is bullshit. I don't think you should do that. That's shadiness. If I've nothing's, but my guys are buying it. That's what they buy every week. I can understand not putting your shelf books out at regular price if the book's already at $20. Because all is people's going to run in, speculators are going to run in, grab that book, hurry up and run and throw it up on eBay. So, but it's not cool to do to your regular customers. It's not cool to do to your file customers. This kind of prevents that from happening. If you order books, and a lot of comic book shops will have what they call FOC, the final order cutoff, and they'll let you know in advance. We do it at ours. It lets you know, like, hey, this book's going to have, they added more covers. This book's going to be hot. You might want to order, a few more issues. It helps take that down, but... this way you can, like people already know. Aliens, Marvel got the rights to Aliens, so Aliens is coming out, and Marvel's getting Aliens. Matter of fact, right now they have all the Marvel versus covers, so you have the Aliens versus Marvel, which is pretty badass. The Spider-Woman's pretty cool because it has Jessica in a power loader fighting an alien, which is cool. The X-Men one, I believe it's X-Men or X-Force coming out, is an homage to the original X-Men cover where they're fighting the Brood, but instead of fighting the Brood, they're now fighting the Xenomorphs. So, it's just always check, if you can get your previews. There's a lot of good stuff coming out. It's a good way to look at, some places they give you a little synopsis, you get a synopsis, but you get extra panels, extra pages. It's always cool to check and make sure your local comic shop is giving you previews, and if you can get previews, get it. Literally, I keep one at the shop, so that some of my regular customers, they'll come and look through the previews, fill out an order book while they're there, turn it in, we get it shipped out. They'll get it shipped out, but that way we know what to order, what to order and who orders what, when, and where. So, but you also can get The Return of the Valkyries had the art germ cover, which wasn't listed. You didn't get to see it. All it had was art germ. But if you do the FOC, sometimes by the time the FOC comes out, you'll actually see what the cover looks like. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So it is what it is. But right now, I'm going to give my comic review for the week. Luckily, being comic book shop, usually right now DC Comics get shipped almost a full week early. Usually we get our Marvel comics on and all of our other comics on a Tuesday. Well, sometimes on Tuesday, even on Wednesday, we get the next week's books from DC. They're almost a full week ahead. They're 6 to 7 days ahead on books. But right now, I've been jumping on. I went ahead. I'm killing myself right now. I'm buying all of the new Future State books. A lot of these are really nice. Most of them are 2 covers. I got both the regular and the variants for everything. Some of them have 3 because they have the Wonder Woman covers. Robin. I just read Robin Eternal last night. It's. I didn't know how I was going to take the whole Future State books. This without giving anything away. Because I hate when people read spoilers and they basically give you all the spoilers on a book. Reviews, and people spoil the book in a review, and I'm trying not to do that. Robin Eternal is really good. It takes place where this doesn't really spoil it because it's pretty much known at this point if you're reading. Bruce is dead, and all these other people are filling in, trying to be, because what happened with the Bat family and stuff like that. They don't really say what happened. But there's a Robin, I won't tell you which Robin, is still out there fighting crime. I really, really enjoyed it. It's not my favorite one that came out this week, but it's definitely in the top 3. And there's the, like I said, there's the variant cover and the regular cover. So, my next one up is Future State Teen Titans. Yet again, this is 3 covers. There's the Wonder Woman 84 cover. There's the I'm not sure who does the artwork on that one. The regular cover, and then the variant cover, which the variant cover, I'm sorry, is badass. I really enjoy that cover. Teen Titans, like a horrible cataclysmic event happened and basically wiped out the Teen Titans. That they actually refer to Red X from the Teen Titans cartoons. But yeah, something tragic happened. Nightwing's still out there fighting, and some of the other Titans a lot of the other Titans are dead, and some of the Titans have reformed. A new Teen Titans group. I don't want to, like I said, I'm trying not to review this without giving anything away. It is a really kind of bleak look at the Teen Titans future. But I believe almost all of the Future State books are bleak looks at future. It is just the regular standard book. That and Robin are the $3.99 covers. Teen Titans is fun. It's not fun. It's a really good read. The last page set up something I'm really hoping pays off really good in the end, because if it does, it's going to be awesome. Literally, this is what I'm doing is Robin, Teen Titans, 3, 2, and then number 1 book. for the future state right now is Justice League. Boom, Justice League Future State. There is the regular cover. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, I wish I could... if you're listening to this on the audio, it's going to kind of suck. I'm sorry. There's the Wonder Woman Finch 84 cover. Oh, no, that's... Sorry, Jim Lee. Sorry, not Finch. And then there is the variant cover to Justice League. It's a team consisting of, if anybody's reading it, Green Lantern, Far Sector. She is now the current Green Lantern. Aquaman's daughter is the Aquawoman. Superman's son, Superman. New Wonder Woman, new Flash, new Batman. I'm going to say a little bit. This doesn't give a whole lot away. Due to the fact that somewhere in the timeline, basically the Justice League had been wiped out because somebody figured out who all of them were. It basically got to them. So new rules are the Justice Leagues don't fraternize. They don't hang out together. They don't even know each other's real names, supposedly. And it's pretty good. It is got 2 stories in it. It's also got Justice League Dark Future State, which is really good. I'm a huge fan of Justice League Dark, and I think this is an awesome push forward on that. It's really cool seeing, these guys slightly, I mean, it's not way in the future, but, there it is. Some artwork. Ram V is the writer. Marcio Takara is the artist on that. I'm actually going to say, as much as I like the regular Justice League part of this book, the Justice League Dark might be a bit better. But let's see, who's did the Williams and did the writing, and Roca did the artwork on the new Justice League comic. This has got to be like my #1 book this week, just because, well, this will be for next week. So when you get your books either Wednesday, I would say if you're going to read anything, pick up the Future State Justice League. It might be... so far I haven't read all of them, all the Future States. Last week I read 4 of them. The Flash I was a bit disappointed in, but the other 3 I actually really enjoyed. But right now, Future State, Justice League is probably my favorite book to come out from the Future State stuff so far. I will give a review on some of the other ones later once I finish reading them. But I got to go on this one because this is... I'm not going to lie, I've been very disappointed lately in the current run of X-Men. A lot of it's just all over the board. It's hard for me to get into. But the one that's consistently I enjoy every month is Hellions. I did not think, because I was like, oh, it's just another freaking spinoff. But this book has done something I never thought any, X book could do. It made Wild Child and Nanny and the Orphan Maker relevant and sort of cool. I am really happy with that one. It saved, it's the X-Men saving grace right now. So Marauders is kind of close behind that. But like I said, lately the new X-Men comics have been kind of disappointing. If I hadn't been collecting it for pretty much my entire life, for like 40 years, I would probably have stopped collecting X-Men right about now. Even though I went through the last thing. I went through that whole bullcrap in the early 2000s where it was horrible. But we'll keep chugging along because that's what we do. And you never know when it'll pick back up or when you'll have a really good storyline or something like that. Okay, here we go. I know I put them here somewhere. All right. Future State books that I will get to. Future State Green Lantern. There's the covers for that. These will be dropping this Wednesday. Kara Zor-El, Superwoman. Boom, boom. I'm really liking the variant cover. I'm not sure who did the artwork on the variant cover. But I am liking that. Dark Detective. Here we go. All 3 covers of Dark Detective. It will be one of the anthology books because it has a side story from Grifter in it. It has a Wonder Woman 84 cover. Here you go. There's these. Boom. 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 And finally, which will be dropping this week, is the Superman Wonder Woman book. This might be the best cover that they've done, which is the Future State. That one, boom, look at that. For those on YouTube who can see this, and for, I know this is bad, you should really check it out. That is the, hopefully they got a list of who does the covers on this one. So, probably not, because that would be too easy. They do not. But if you can get it, try to jump on that variant cover for Future State Wonder Woman. And jump on them now, because I will tell you this much right now from being a comic book store, is that all of these are returnable. So if your store over-ordered and there's a bunch on the shelf, there's a good chance that they will return them for their money. So jump on them before they ship them all back. So there's always that. I think I'm going to do tonight as a bit of a shorter episode. I am sorry. We're going to hopefully have a better episode following. I'm hoping that next Sunday we are going to have a guest. We're going to see how that goes. That's the plan for next Sunday. But it can always fall through. We've had a couple of them fall through because of COVID and everything else. People are afraid of getting sick, so we've lost a couple guests. But as always, I am Paul, and just me today, and I'm not a licensed therapist, and this is group therapy with no group. So y'all have a good night and take care.